It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Okay, I want you to think back to the last time you ate a big ass bowl of rice and then felt guilty about it, or turned down the bread at dinner, or heard someone else say, I'm being good, no carbs this week, and you nodded along being like, dang, she's impressive. I wish I could do that too. We have collectively decided that carbohydrates are the villain, and I'm here today to absolutely blow that up, because I used to fear that as well. Because the carb fear that is rampant in women's fitness space right now is not just wrong, it actively makes results harder to achieve. But honestly, like I just mentioned, don't stress, you're not alone. I used to be the exact same. I used to think bananas were bad. ? I don't understand that either, but that was the fear that I used to have. And now carbohydrates are my life, eating nearly 400 grams every single day, and I love it. We're going to talk about what carbs actually are, what they do, why cutting them is one of the most counterproductive things a woman who trains can do, and how to actually use them to feel better, train better, and still lose body fat. So what are carbs actually doing? Let's start from the beginning. Carbohydrates are one of the three macronutrients alongside protein and fat. A macronutrient is just like giving a descriptive term or a category for your food: carbohydrates, protein, and fats. It's the same as saying like dollars, cents, and I don't know, cash and coin. I totally botched that, but you get what I mean. It's just a category to explain the nutrient value of food. They provide 4 calories per gram, and they're broken down into glucose, which is the body's preferred fuel source, same as money is to your bank account, petrol is to your car, and energy is to your phone's battery. Emphasis on the preferred method. Your brain runs on glucose, your muscles run on glucose, stored as glycogen in the muscle and the liver. When you're training, lifting, running, doing anything like with high intensity, your body will break down the stored glycogen. It will use what glucose it has in the system, and then it will break down stored glycogen and use that for energy as well. So when your glycogen is low and glucose is low, your performance tanks. Your strength drops, your reps gets harder earlier, your sessions are flat, your recovery is slower, you feel fatigued doing things that usually feel easy, and your brain gets quite a bit foggy. Sound familiar? If you ever started a low carb approach and felt like your training went backwards within a week, that's exactly what's happening. You've essentially taken away your primary fuel source. It's like trying to drive a car with no petrol and then wondering why you can't accelerate. So, do carbs make you fat? The real question that everyone wants answered. And the short answer is absolutely fucking not. Excess calories make you fat. It does not matter whether those excess calories comes from carbs, protein, fat, broccoli, spinach, chicken, ice cream, hot chips, chocolate. It does not matter where it comes from. If you are consistently eating more than you are using in a day, you will gain body fat. End of story. It does not mean carbohydrates are the thing. The confusion comes from a few things. One is when you eat more carbs, your body stores more glycogen, and glycogen holds water, roughly 3 grams of water per gram of glycogen. So when you increase carbs, the scale will go up initially. Not always, but just initially, if it's a jump from what you're used to. But this is not fat, this is water and stored energy. And so when you cut the carbs, the scale drops really fast, but that's not body fat, that's just water. So sorry if you go on a low carb diet for like a week and then you drop like 5 kilos. You probably wouldn't drop 5 kilos, but anyways, it's just water. You haven't dropped any body fat at all, because you need to actually give your body time to be in a calorie deficit to burn the body fat. Like, it takes time for the body to tap into body fat, to utilize it. It's like you having to go into the bank to then talk to a teller to actually get the cash out to then go spend your cash. It takes time and processes. Whereas like if you just drop carbs, it's just like throwing cash at the ground. It's like quick, the water weight. That's what all it is. Hopefully that makes sense, because it don't work that fast. The body takes longer than 5 minutes to drop some body fat. It also takes more than 5 minutes to add some body fat on too. So this is why low carb diets look so dramatic and amazing in the first week, but it's not fat loss, it is fluid. Reason 2 is highly processed high carb foods, things chips, lollies, white breads, pastries. They're easy to overeat. they're calorie dense, they're not particularly filling, and they don't have much protein or fiber to slow things down. So people eating these in excess do gain fat, but the problem isn't the carbohydrate, the problem is the calorie surplus. That's all it is. A bowl of oats, a cup of rice, some sweet potato. These are carbohydrates too, but they're filling, they're nutritious, and in a calorie-controlled diet, they support fat loss. Carbs don't cause the problem, it's the context around them. So another thing that we can talk about too is the glycemic index, and you've probably heard this term and just thought, oh, anything high GI is bad and low GI is good and things. And so I'm going to explain this a little bit better. The glycemic index is a scale from 0 to 100 that measures how quickly a carbohydrate food raises your blood sugar. High GI means it spikes blood sugar fast, and low GI means it's slower and more steady, usually has more fiber in it. So why does this matter? When blood sugar spikes fast, you get a big energy hit followed by kind of a crash. Yeah, a crash. The crash is often when the hunger, the cravings, 3 p.m. slump hits. The low GI carbs such as oats, sweet potatoes, whole grains, fruits with fiber, legumes, they digest more slowly. They give you more slow release energy, more stable hunger signals, and better performance through a workout if you've given them enough time to actually digest and be in your system before having them. So if you are having a meal with low GI carbohydrates like 1 to 2 hours or even 3 hours before training, beautiful. The carbs are going to be ready to rock and roll. But I personally like to eat a little bit closer to my training, so within an hour. And so in that place, that's where high GI carbs have their place around training, such as, cereals, rice cakes, some fruits as well, honey, things like that. Like I love having cereal or rice cakes pre-workout. It's faster at digesting, and you get faster action energy, which is exactly what we want before training and immediately post-training as well. We want to refuel our glycogen stores post-training and also prep our body for pre-training with some carbohydrates. There's mixed evidence on does this actually make a difference? What are all the different circumstances? So it does come down to a little bit of personal preference here. But personally for me, I don't like to train hungry. So I like to have my fast acting carbs reasonably close to my training. And so the higher GI stuff's the way to go. But most of your day, most of your meals, choose lower GI carb sources. It's going to keep you fuller, more energized, and more consistent. And then the high GI, time them around your training. It's because that's where your muscles are the most, if you have high blood glucose levels and you struggle with that, or you're pre-diabetic or anything like that, lifting weights is one of the best things that you can do for it, because your muscles are one of the best users of glucose in the system. Because as soon as you start pumping those weights, you're pumping those muscles, it's going to draw in and want to use the free-flowing glucose in the bloodstream for energy. So if you struggle, if you're pre-diabetic, you should be lifting weights, because it is one of the best things that you can do. Also, just going for walks and doing exercise after meals can really help with blood sugar management as well, because it helps to put the carbohydrates within the muscles where they want to be utilized, not just floating around in the bloodstream, which is where it can cause issues long term down the track. So let's get practical. You do not need to eliminate carbs to lose body fat. What you need is to be smart around the amount and the timing. So step 1, keep protein your priority. This doesn't change. Even in a calorie deficit, the amount of protein does not change. Women really make that mistake by using the percentages, but don't. Just pick a number, have the number, stick to it with your protein, then work your carbs and fats around it. Then you want to anchor carbs around your training. That's another really handy tool. So the best time, like I mentioned, to eat carbs is before and after your sessions, before for fuel and performance, and after for glycogen replenishment and to support your recovery process. Now, again, like I mentioned, this isn't a strict rule. You don't need to be eating a bowl of rice the second you walk out of the gym. But in general, saving some of your carb allocations for around your training window is really smart. And step 3, choosing real whole carb sources most of the time. Think rice, oats, sweet potato, whole grain bread, pasta, fruit, legumes. These are filling, nutritious, and easy to fit within your calorie targets. Are there days you'll eat bread or something more processed? Absolutely. Don't even stress about it. Look, 80 to 90% whole foods, 10 to 20% flexibility. That's a sustainable approach. Ideally, don't go below 100 to 150 grams of carbs per day if you're training. And again, this is a rough guide, not a hard rule. Everyone is different, but many women who are lifting consistently and restricting to extremely low carb will find their training quality, recovery, and energy is going to suffer as well. So if carbs have been very low and your training feels flat, your moods are all over the place, your brain is a bit foggy, and you're craving everything sweet, this may be the missing piece here. So carbs are not the enemy. They are fuel for your brain, for your muscles, for your training, for sessions, for life. The goal is not to eat as few carbs as possible. The goal is to eat the right amount of foods to support your energy, your training, your fat loss goals, and your health. Women are cutting carbs and wondering why they feel awful, why their sessions rubbish, and why they're snapping at everyone around them. So women, ladies listening, eat your carbs, train hard, stay in a calorie deficit for a short amount of time, then get out and spend some time at maintenance, and that is the magic formula. Oh, and lift weights. Oh, I said train hard, same thing. That is your formula, and then just aim to be 1% better every single day. And just remember, carbs did not cause fat gain. Excess calories simply do. Carbohydrates are your body's primary fuel source, so cutting them is just going to crash everything about your body, your mind, your happiness, your fiber, your digestion, everything. So carbs are the bomb. Once you give yourself permission to start eating them again, life is about to get so much better for you. Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me, Sammy_Livestrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me, Livestrong, on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.